Hey you guys, welcome to the Silver Report. Today is Thursday, February 2nd, 2017. Gold is currently trading at $1,223.10. Silver's made its move up to a very significant number, $17.76. Very same year, the U.S. won the revolution and declared independence. So the Fed leaves the interest rates the same. And this is just what we're talking about. You know, they can't raise them not without causing a direct crash of the economy, and then they would be blamed. They would have pitchforks and torches at their door, and the people demanding that we be released from their control. But in normal Janet Yellen fashion, Federal Reserve fashion, just so she can remind everyone who really is in charge, she leaves her ominous threats hanging over the American people and their elected president's policies. So silver prices have just hit a 10-week high. Gold has seen 3 straight days of gains, but silver has gained 10% and looking for a new resistance bottom. Our breakout objective is closing prices above a solid technical resistance line of $18 an ounce. So all this in the midst of a sharp equities pullback. We still see silver pulling through as the shining light that it is. It is typically a safe haven, so though other equities are pulling out, and the news that the Federal Reserve is not going to be increasing interest rates, not this time anyway, we see silver rising up currently at $17.76. The good news, this is being announced by NASDAQ, so it's getting a little bit of mainstream press. Normally they like to smash down silver, they like to smash down the price, but we see futures very active at this point. So we have a positive outlook for silver, and we're looking for a new bottom. I wanted to bring to your attention the increasing resistance from the press to this president. I saw some ridiculous hit pieces in my day. But when you see headlines like the stock market hates Trump's economic policies, now just think about that. The man has not even instituted economic policies yet. He's been the president for less than 15 days. And so what we're seeing, for example, they were mocking his economic policies, saying a rally from 18,332 on the Dow to 20,000, saying it shows that people hate his economic plan because this is only a small rise. It should have been larger if they really liked. And let me just remind the listeners of the past 8 years. Did we see the stock market go to 20,000? No one had any confidence in the American economy at all. Nobody. In fact, we saw an increasing rise in people preparing, training, a lot of fear, a lot of racial tension that was sparked up, racially sparked riots. We saw a very scary America, and the people were aware of this, despite what the press wants to say, wants to work into everyone's minds that things are just great, we have this great Obama boom. But let me remind everyone, with hit pieces like this, do you understand that they are resistant to some of these policies taking place? They're resistant to America pulling out of the globalized economy. To further illustrate this, I want to point over to something. You see these headlines all over the place about Trump's Muslim ban. And you see protests and riots that Trump has created a Muslim ban on his executive order. And just really examine what it is that he wrote. Because this was a law that was passed in 2015. By the Congress, by the Senate, by the House of Representatives, and signed by Barack Obama to ban entry from these 7 countries until people can be properly vetted. So this was already a law passed by Barack Obama And this was an executive order saying that the agencies were now permitted to enforce the law until they can develop a better vetting process. Just not allowing individuals come into our country from countries we are at war with, who have avowed the destruction of the United States. And so it is not a ban on people based upon religion, but this is why it's in the press. This is why it's in the news. Because this is not their choice. This candidate is not their choice, and they want to endanger him. They want to raise up not only different races, but also the world's largest religion at this point, to hate our president, to endanger him, to call him racist because he wants to enforce laws that are already on the books about immigration. And it's really propaganda. It's the news inciting violence. And this is what I meant the other day when I said these George Soros funded revolutions that they create. They've been doing it for a long time in many different countries, and now this very same money is at work in this country. And the news outlets, this is why you're losing viewers, mainstream news. Don't you understand? This is why people are walking away from you. It's because you're not reliable. You're pushing an agenda, and you want to manipulate the people's minds, and they think they're strong. They think this is their fight. They think this is civil rights. And they don't know that you're using them. They don't know that you think they're weak, just like we saw revealed in some of Hillary Clinton's emails. That she believes that this is a people with a weak mind that can be manipulated, her voting base. So just understand, this is very dangerous, what we're seeing in the news, and the way that they're describing it as a Muslim ban. And these people in our country that are just forming some sort of ideology of resistance to the elected government of the United States of America. When the people spoke, Barack Obama left with some of the worst approval ratings of any president in years. George Bush's Jr., his approval ratings were higher than Barack Obama's. And so now we have a new incoming administration who has plans to revive manufacturing, plans to cut taxes, and somehow they can paint a story that lower taxes. I saw another part in another hit piece. They're saying that by this tax cut, his economic policies are going to be cutting the corporate tax rate by 15%, and so they're going to be giving the people's taxpayers money to businesses. He's robbing the poor people to give money to businesses. And when you cut somebody's taxes, you're not giving them anyone else's money. You're just stop taking their money and allowing them to use it to be free, to hire, to expand, to invest, research and development, to be able to develop the company and to grow the company. This whole theory about trickle-up economics, it doesn't work. Keynesian economics, controlling business through government, does not work. This is why we see all of the socialist countries have collapsed, all of the communist countries. The people are impoverished, and it never works. It never works out. True deregulating of businesses, allowing these people and these agencies to enforce the laws that have already been passed, is a good thing. And the elite are not happy. They're not happy. And we are set with these kind of hit pieces circulating. We are set for a massive stock market crash because they're already setting the blame. This is what they do before they go to war. They play constant propaganda cycles about how somebody's using gas on his own people, about how it's such a human rights issue, about how they're such a bad person, like Saddam Hussein. He was throwing the babies out of incubators, playing it nonstop, so the people rise up and their opinion, their popular opinion, can be changed to accept their actions that they will take. So we see that there is a war going on in our country for the minds of the people, to turn them away. An individual elected democratically by an overwhelming majority, where the people stood up and said, we don't want to be poor anymore. We don't want to live in this world where there's no more America. Just some sort of global system that you're working us into. And the elite don't like this. They have much more power than you think, controlling all these media channels. And that's where this ideology comes from. It's just anti-American, this idea that for the Pledge of Allegiance that people would take a knee, that they shouldn't put their hand on their heart. It's just this idea of everything that this country has stood for, that somehow the American flag is a threat to immigrants, this idea that somehow there should be no America, that there should be no borders, the damaging effects of what they're trying to accomplish. And so we need to be alert. We need to be aware that their plan is in motion. They have no intentions of allowing an American recovery. They have no intentions. Every time the economy begins to move or have any kind of excitement, they just hang over these threats of increasing interest rates. Kind of a reminder, I will crash this place. If you don't go along with the plan. And so will we ever be free? Alright guys, thank you for joining me. If you like the content, be sure to subscribe. I thank you so much. We have an update about Free Silver February. We have passed 1,000 subscribers, so the prize is now 2 2017 Canadian maples and 5 silver mercury dimes. Alright, but thank you guys so much. Thank you everyone for listening. Like the videos. If you like the content, be sure to share, get the word out. Leave a comment in the comment box what you think. And thank you guys so much for stopping by. Be safe.
Hey guys, thanks for joining me again. I told you we had something special coming up. So what we're going to do, I just got a nice package in the mail. Got 2 brand new 2017 Canadian maples. Man, I love these coins. What a beautiful coin that is. Oh, I guess you're wondering about the title of the video. That's right. This is Free Silver February, guys. And I figured since the channel's been doing so good and picking up so many subscribers, I thought it was time to give a little something back to my audience. So for every person who subscribed, all you have to do, guys, is comment on 3 different videos the message Free Silver February. And for everybody who types the message Free Silver February in 3 different videos, each 3 videos, you're entered in for a chance to win one of these brand new silver Canadian maples. Brand new, never touched by human hands. Well, at least since they've been in my possession. Brand new spotless coins. And they're yours, guys. I'll pay shipping. So if you want to partake in the contest, all you gotta do is be subscribed. Type in Free Silver February. I'll make it even sweeter. Every 3 videos you post that comment in, you're entered in. So there's no limit. The only limit is the amount of videos, because it's gotta be on 3 separate videos. Alright, and I'll make it even sweeter since the channel's been doing so well, guys. And if you're new to this channel, we talk a little bit about politics, a little bit about the current economic crisis we're facing that they're trying to ignore. It's kind of one of those fake news sites they've been warning you about. So this is what I'm going to do, guys, since it's been doing so good. If we surpass 1,000 subscribers, which I'm assuming we will, at the current rate, we'll blow past that before the end date, February 27th, 2017, I'm going to double it. So you get 2 ounces of silver, and even more than that, I'll throw in 5 mercury dimes. absolutely free. I'll pay shipping. And we're gonna do the drawing live, guys. Good old-fashioned pull names out of a hat. You know what I mean. So here's your chance, guys. If you want to enter in, it's not that difficult for all my audience, all my faithful subscribers. Everyone who's subscribed, all you have to comment is free silver February, and you're in. All right, but thank you guys for joining me. This message is effective January 27th, 2017. Let the games begin.